Hello and welcome to Chapter 245 of the DC Alliance podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
Uh, Feeling yummy. I just had a big bowl of ice cream that made you jealous.
Yes, there's no doubt there. I was jealous of the ice cream.
Chocolate chip ice cream at that.
Oh man, oh man. Okay, you're killing me here. I am gonna sip on my water.
Okay, you do that. No, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just getting over being sick, so I will apologize if any coughing comes through. I'm going to try to mute it as quickly as I can. But other than that, yeah, I'm getting ready for the. I know we'll talk about it here in a minute, but getting ready for the Geekverse live stream tomorrow. I will be hosting the DC question portion, and yeah, I've got some pretty. I think they're fine questions, but they might be a little more harder than they should be. So yeah, it should be fun.
Definitely not nervous
What? Why?
about some of these questions.
I'll make sure to give you an easy one. Maybe. And is he frozen? Still frozen? Okay. Here we go. There he is. Good and alive.
Yeah. So
Love it.
Anyway, Joe, I'm doing okay. My internet's not doing that great, clearly. Which sucks because I updated the computer today too. I figured that would do the trick because of the crappiness of the last couple days. A couple times we've tried to record, but we will forge on. It's not a big deal. Let me get the network plugs out of the way before we get into some Superman and Lois talk, because nothing new happened for me. Same old. Excited for the GUA trivia, of course. Well, the whole GUA, the whole Geekverse day. I'm excited.
Live stream tomorrow, yeah.
Live stream for tomorrow. I check out a lot of that, so I'll be excited. I wonder if Snell will have to cut his hair.
I think it was pretty early, so I think so.
Yeah, I do think they're going to nail that goal. Okay, let's get the network.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it was 900. I think I saw today.
I don't remember. I'll check.
We are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 6 shows in total. On Mondays, bi-weekly is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays is a walk through the multiverse. On Wednesdays is the Animation Nation. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance. On Saturdays is DC Alliance. Star Wars Alliance goes live on the Geekverse YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Marvel Alliance goes live Thursdays at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Time. And DC Alliance goes live Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All 3 of those shows also their own podcast feeds. Search Marvel Alliance, DC Alliance, or Star Wars Alliance if you just want Marvel content, DC content, or Star Wars content only. But if you want all 6 shows on the GUA Podcast Network, stay subscribed to GUA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a $1 tier and a $5 tier. $1 tier is a tip, basically tip jar, like we're doing. You want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your extras. You get your ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and Patreon exclusive episodes. Myself and Joe are going through all DC films through the years. We have over 26 pieces of content up right now, going all the way back from Batman 66 the movie. We also have Marvel Alliance guys, Chris and Brent, doing their Tales from the House of X, talking about their favorite Fox Marvel films. I think there's 6 entries up for that now. And you also have their Infinity Saga review on the backlog for the patrons. We also have Joe's Multiverse Minutes, where he's doing his Disney deep dives. Not only is he reviewing a Disney film, he's giving you some behind the scenes and fun tidbits about it as well. And those are the older Disney films. Like when I say older, I mean 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah,
older.
Alice in Wonderland just went up today.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1951.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, sometimes they range, but yeah, that's they're back there and it's fun. It's so fun. And we also just finished Joe's 30 plus days of Halloween.
Just about. Tomorrow will be the last day. Today I had Thanksgiving come out. It's a Thanksgiving. It's a horror movie that released last year, and I'm like, well, it's November, so why not throw a Thanksgiving horror movie in there? But then tomorrow, Saturday, the final day, the November 2nd, gonna be talking about the Friday 13th remake from 2009. Mm-hmm. I'll be finishing up with my Friday 13th coverage there.
I don't really want to tell you this, but Halloween was yesterday. But 30 plus days of Halloween.
Yeah, that's why I call it 30 plus.
Gives you that wiggle room.
I get that. I got that rule. Aha!
Touche. You got a little wiggle room there. You use it. I love it. We thank everyone that's a patron, but if you're not a patron, take a quick 30 to 60 seconds, rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choices. I always greatly appreciate it. It helps other people find the shows, and that's always a good thing. We also have a programming note. Marvel Alliance will be going live after us here tonight to talk about the final 2 episodes of Agatha Online. I didn't know
That was so good.
I didn't know they were both releasing.
Yeah.
And I pleasantly surprised watching him. It was an okay series for me. I'm interested to hear the guys talk about it tonight. So yeah, tune in after us at 10 p.m. Eastern time as the boys will be reviewing the 2 episodes of Agatha that came out yesterday. I think yesterday it was.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the series. Is it the best one they've had? No, but I did enjoy it like as a continuation of WandaVision. That right there was great. Also, Secret Invasion was crap. So like this is
Oh
definitely
yeah.
better,
Oh,
definitely better
my
than
god,
that.
yes. Oh my god, yes. I like the
So-
vehicle that they use this to basically create like what we weren't sure we were going to get again at post WandaVision. So yeah, I do
Yeah.
like how they basically use a vehicle to do that, and it was pretty fun along the way. Like you said, not my top rated Disney Plus show.
It's like in the middle. Like
But it's good.
I
Yeah, it's
really
good.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, and again, you
Yeah.
didn't have to do a whole lot powers wise.
Plus that
And it's still
song. I mean
yeah. We
the
didn't get
Ballad of the Witch's Road.
Yeah, we didn't get the Agatha all along, which I'm glad we didn't.
No.
But this
But
new
I
one's
was
just as catchy.
one of their Fact or Fictions was asking if we were going to get the song again in one of the last 2 episodes. I thought it was going to be episode 8 because the first time or the before it was episode 2, 4, and 6. So I'm like, yeah, sure, that math checks out. It's going to be episode 8. We got an episode 9. So
This concludes our review for Agatha
hey,
All
every once in a while they will pop on and talk about a DC thing.
I know.
It can't hurt for us to talk about a Marvel thing.
Tune into those guys after us tonight. We also want to plug the Geekverse guys. They're doing a 24-hour charity stream tomorrow. It's for a good cause for BC Children's Hospital, and we're both going to be a part of the trivia contest that goes down at 4 p.m. Eastern time or 4:30.
4.
I think it is.
I think it starts at 4.
I think they got it.
We should
they got
probably
it
look at the programming notes and figure it out.
They got it in PST. So I do.
Yeah,
think
but what? 1 o'clock, right?
that would be 5:30 my
Your
time.
time.
So 4 o'clock.
For 4 my time. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, tune in. It was fun. A lot of fun along the way. Before that and after that, some of the different video games. I love the Miro parties against each other, and yeah. So check that out. It's going to be going on all day. Donate if you can. There'll be a link in the YouTube chat.
Mhm.
So yeah, check those guys out. It's a great lot of fun, and we can't wait for the trivia battle. Joe's going to be hosting the DC portion, and I'm going to be participating on Team Taylor. So yeah, let's hope I do the DC Alliance co-host proud here and not fumble on his question.
Don't worry, I'll give you the easy ones.
There you go. That's what the comics were for.
I actually do have them, so I am going to separate them. Like I'm going to try to give a same amount. Like some are going to have multiple choice. Some are going to be answer how many this. Some are going to be whatever. Like I'm going to try to give equal amounts for each side. So good try.
It's going to be a fun day. Please check it out if you can. You'll see the link over Twitter if you're on there for sure.
I think I put way too much more work into it than I should need to. But it's
I did the same thing. When you have to really go above me on it. Like I have a big load of questions to choose from too, Joe. And I kind of gauged that. So let's jump into this. So we have a little bit of news and a Superman and Lois episode to talk about. We'll obviously jump into the Superman and Lois episode first. Season 4, episode 5, Break the Cycle. Joe, what do you think about this episode?
So while I have praised the show for keeping to the plot, not like just you have a storyline and they're telling it, I definitely feel like these last 2 episodes in particular have been very, hey, let's go see what's going on over here. This one, while enjoyable, definitely felt very like there are intricacies to the plot for the season because this deals with Lex and it deals with kind of his mental state. That is important. And I'm sure the stuff with Jonathan and Jordan is going to play a big factor later on. Actually, the stuff with Jonathan and Jordan kind of leads me to think a certain thing. We'll get into it when we get to the spoiler section. But ultimately, this episode, it ranks kind of there with the last episode, with the wedding episode, where it's just like, it's fine. It's fine.
We'll get Iggy. I see your comment there. We'll get into that in the news portion of this after we finish the review here for Superman and Lois. Joe, I'm a little bit more high in this episode than you. I really enjoyed it. I do think there was one part of this storyline that I couldn't less about one section of it, and the other section I absolutely loved.
Okay.
I enjoyed hearing, like, seeing some of the past memories with Lex Luthor. I thought that was great. And seeing Superman and Lois try, like,
multiple different angles,
but through people's hearts instead of like force or anything like that was great to see compared to Lex. So yeah, this, and I'll get into it when we break out the spoiler wall here. Why I like it so much. So before we do that, let's take our first ad break of the evening. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ads or the volume. I'm going to give you a quick 2K to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe, I messed up on the time when I was putting the ad break there. That caused a little extra break here. So yeah, ripping off the spoiler band-aid. I love the past scenes of Lex. I love showing the motivation of Lex. I love
that was good. I did enjoy that.
Where we get it, and the Jonathan and Candace storyline meant nothing to me. I didn't care at all.
So while I can agree with you, that I think that's part of the reason why I think this episode for me faltered a little bit.
Yeah.
I think so. Past the spoiler wall.
Yeah.
Candace shows up, and this is kind of a self-contained thing anyway, for the most part. Candace shows up. Jonathan has to kind of bail on her a couple different times to go take Lois somewhere. Ultimately, by the end of it, she's going to break up with him, but Jordan tells her the truth about everything. First off, I don't feel like that's Jordan's secret to tell.
No.
Because you literally just told another person whom we already found out somebody else knew about this, knew about what's going on with your dad, which I do apologize because I thought that was Natalie in the first episode because she wore her hair like Natalie does, but it wasn't.
No.
So you're telling, she finds out that Superman is their dad. Jordan tells Candace Superman is their dad. So I just had this thought today.
Well, did we know what Jordan told her? I thought she just said everything. He said everything.
She was like, about you and him, about your dad. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was up to us to, like, I didn't know it was said yet. Like, she hasn't said it though.
She didn't come out and say, "Oh, hey, you have superpowers."
Yeah.
But like the fact that she came up there immediately and like reconciled, she knows. Which leads me to
only thing I thought was that he could have told her something like their dad and mom are separating or something like that.
Yeah, but that's another lie. That he does. The whole point is he's trying not to lie to her. He doesn't want to lie to her, and keeping the secret is the biggest lie of it all.
Yeah.
One again, they're teenagers. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, but whatever. But ultimately, what I think is going to happen is because we have so many people that know now.
Yeah.
Before the end of the series, it's going to get revealed to everybody that Clark Kent is Superman. Yeah. Jonathan and Jordan are Superboy, plural.
Yeah.
That's going to get out. That's no way it's not going to get out.
Yeah, it's already starting to spread. Like,
yeah,
she told one other person. She mentioned there, or one other person knows. I can't remember the name of the person.
The guy that the one guy that we saw at the end, like that saw them and came to Lana. No. Yes.
No. There was. She mentioned the person though. Yeah.
I thought she mentioned the. No, Jordan did. I thought.
No, she mentions somebody else too. I thought anyway. I watched this
Either way,
yesterday, so
I watched it today, so I can't remember. I also watched it at work, so either way, yes, there are starting to be too many people knowing, and yes, they all were like they're gonna do the Spider-Man thing, Spider-Man on the subway thing of we're not gonna tell anybody. Okay.
okay.
I mean they probably won't. It's Superman, but like the fact that multiple people are now knowing who Superman is, like just come out and reveal yourself, my dude. Like before you know it, Smallville, all of Smallville's gonna know. You can't
Yeah.
keep that a secret.
You can't just hide and smile with it. Eventually, I'm with you, Joe, and I do think that's where they're going with this.
Yeah,
So yeah, that at least covers the boys' storyline.
yeah,
Uh,
because it for the most part, again, we have some Jonathan things that tie in with Lois, but yeah, the boys. That's really all, and that is what kind of drug it out for me
same.
in the beginning. Oh, actually, there's another moment in here with the Elizabeth stuff. Okay, so
Mm.
starting on the episode, we find out that, or Lex finds out that Superman's back alive, so he's heading back to Smallville to take care of the problem. There is a moment where I think I can't remember her name, but it's the person helping out Lex comes in and says the DOD is looking into how to find Elizabeth. So you're
Mm.
telling me the minute that General Lane dies, everybody in the DOD now flips and works for Lex Luthor? Like, what's going on here?
Maybe it's yeah, I heard that too, and my ears perked up. I'm not sure if he said someone in the DoD or the entire.
The DOD, because
uh,
Lois mentions the guy that shot her dad
Is on
ran
AWOL.
away before. Yeah, he went AWOL before they can catch him. So either they have more than one person, which took forever to just flip the one guy. So now they have more than one person in the DoD allegedly that is gonna back Lex over everybody else. Like basically, I felt like this episode, the writing wasn't as strong as some of the other episodes in this season. This is my opinion.
Yeah,
It's still good. I still enjoyed it, especially with the Elizabeth and Lex stuff. But there were moments in this one that I'm like, I get it. You're going to the end of the show, like you've got 4 episodes left. You're just trying to get across the goal line. You can't pull a Game of Thrones season 8 here, or season.
I don't know if it's that level of what's going on here. Just like there's nobody running great courses of the distance of Westeros in an episode where
No,
two
but
seasons prior. It's nothing like that level of.
but the writing in that final season, they threw it all away because they're like, we had to get from point A to point B quickly.
And again, I don't think it's that bad for what I
Not
enjoyed
yet.
all the Elizabeth stuff. I thought that was
Elizabeth
great
stuff was
because
great.
it really gets the story going. The
But
Superman.
there's another moment that I want to bring up when we get to it. But you go ahead.
So the other part of this that I want to talk about was the Superman and Lex Luthor flashbacks, and Superman going to visit him in present time. That scene was very tense.
It
Superman trying
was.
to plead to his humanity, apologizing for putting him away for a wrong reason, saying that nobody should be without their father for so long. And yeah, I thought that was great. Lex not having any of it, and Lois goes and finds his daughter, and
And
yeah,
this is the
was
part I also did not
what?
like. So she's just looking through all of his effects,
Yeah.
looking through General Lane's effects. Oh, here's a piece of paper for what's those called? Where they put them in isolation. What's the? I literally just drew a blank on when somebody goes into hiding.
I don't know. Oh, okay, witness protection.
There we go. Thank you. Like
Yeah.
there's a paper that says witness protection, and she opens it up, and there's the location of Elizabeth.
Yeah,
The
that was
DO, he was the only one who knew, and he kept it on a piece of paper in his office. No, that means that it's these little things. This show has been great. The show has been amazing, and to me, it seems like these little things are starting to fall apart.
that
Which
didn't
is why I
bother me
compared it to
very
Game of
much.
Thrones.
No, that didn't bother me very much. Like,
That's
it's not
fine.
like Skippy getting the king throne or anything, like her
Sure.
finding her finding that there, like, yes, they should have wrote it so that it took her a lot longer to find it. It should have been
Yeah,
like
literally,
the
like, oh,
secret.
what's this?
The
Huh?
secret only her could figure
Only
out.
her dad should have known in his head. Like, it
Well,
should not
no,
have been on a piece of paper.
no, it should have been.
Should have been somewhere. I don't know where it should have been, but it should have been somewhere. Just take a picture of Travis like this. Great. Anyway, okay. So let's move on. So from here we get Lois taking Jonathan out to England because that's where Elizabeth is at, and she goes and she sits down, has a talk to her, trying to convince her to come back to talk to Lex. She wants nothing to do with him though.
No, shout
And
out to Agents of Shield too, Gemma.
yep, yeah.
That immediately I was like, oh, you're the one where they screwed up your love story that could have been very simple and they ruined it.
You know, I never finished Age of the Shield.
You you never really made a bad mistake there, Joe.
I
Just like
got
some
I got to
CW shows.
yeah. I'll say I got to the season where Ghost Rider was introduced, and I watched like a couple episodes. And I thought it was cool, but I'd never finished that season.
You can do yourself a favor, Ghost Rider, Agents of Shield mashup or compilation, and just
Sure.
watch those. Those are good. Those are good.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so I didn't like how she found it too. I agree with you there. I think there should have been a lot harder. There should have been something like a secret in his office that only she would know, and she'd have to look behind it, or like, yeah, like I'm all for that. Like, but I also like this is the final season. There has been dumber things. Like I thought that whole Falcon punch to separate two Earths was one of the dumber things I've ever seen. I moved that.
True.
I moved on from that. Like, and that was the end the season thing. Like, their big
Yeah.
special effect of the season. So, but I love the Lex stuff here. The
Lex stuff
flashback,
was great.
the flashbacks with him and his wife. What his wife said,
Dude,
burrowing through about anyone who gets in your way, you need to make them pay. And because the smirk he has when she says, "I want to stay with Dad," like the smirk
Yeah.
on his face, and I'm just like, "Oh, dude, you shit."
You manipulated her.
And
Yes,
she goes,
I understand that he loved her and he did want her to have a good life,
yeah,
and he did everything he could. Like she said, when he could, he walked her to school.
yeah,
And honestly, I really thought, because Clark would have heard it, and when Clark showed up to arrest him, I really thought he was gonna be, hey, let's wait until after your recital. I'll give you that.
yeah. I also thought he would be like, I thought Lex would be more like, thanks for not taking me in until after I did this, but
Yeah.
no, he was not like that at all. I did like that though, that flashback. That was excellent, and it is a stark contrast. It's not stark contrast. It's pretty similar actually to Batman with Deadshot in the Suicide Squad. Like, kids, like, you're not gonna do it in front of your kid. Same thing here. He's like, not in front of your kid. Deathstroke, or yeah, Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Deadshot. Sorry, Deadshot.
That shot.
And yeah, I love this. He says like, I didn't do this, and yeah, Superman just ignores him, and it hits more his apology earlier on. And I did like he's using the good parts of Superman here to try to get through to Lex, and uh, Elizabeth ultimately agrees to see Lex because he's going to destroy Lois Lane's family. And yeah, that meeting, Joe, the first meeting does not go great.
No.
No,
The
and they're
second one
watching
goes a
through the
little
window.
better until she calls him out, and like she basically says, like, look, because she's pregnant
Yeah, 6
and
months.
she's 6 months pregnant and she's about ready to have a kid. And like, so after the first
A boy.
yes, after their first sit down, and she's basically calling him out, Clark, like, she leaves, Clark goes out and talks to her, like, look, he's your dad, you lost time with him, you don't want to regret walking out as a what if kind of a thing. So she goes back in there, they sit back down, they have dinner, and they're talking. It looks like they're finally reconnecting. She hears the story of how
He got beat.
his mom, her grandma, beat him because his dad was a piece of crap.
Who
So
left
like,
didn't want a kid.
yeah, so she would beat him in retaliation for anything. And she like felt for him. Elizabeth felt for Lex there, and she basically said, like, I mean, I would love for you to be a part of my family, but you have to give up going after Lois.
And he's like, she must pay.
Yeah,
Which again, great acting here.
I love him. He's great.
Oh my god, yeah, Michael Cudlitz. Uh, and yeah, she's like, okay, your mom was right. You'll never change. Gets up and leaves. And when she locks out, Clark and him have a little stare down, and he goes off. And yeah, Clark's panicking. He's going to take the boys to go to the fortress. And while this is going on, Lois goes with Jonathan to meet Doomsday.
Well, she goes by herself,
Yeah,
takes the ELT that was General Lane's, uses it. Jonathan hears it,
shows up, and she's
shows
like,
up.
you got to get out of here. And then
Yeah.
Doomsday shows up, and she talks with him. She connects with him. She knows that he used to be a Clark who loved Lois.
Mhm.
And yeah, that gets through to him, and he takes off. Looks like going out towards the moon.
Okay.
He just takes off up into space. And yeah, I did enjoy this. And now Clark comes back all panicked, and she's like, sit with me. Sit
Yeah.
with me.
Let's watch these fireworks go off.
I have this, honey. I got this.
Uh,
But yeah,
I mean, honestly, it's just, hey, we are over budget. Let's not use the big CGI monster for the next couple episodes. But I mean, that's me joking.
no, it's not really joking with CW and Nexstar who was owning them. It's not. That's not a bad description, Joe.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't have, if that was the case, they wouldn't have had him in here at all.
Well, you're in the third season pretty much set you up that you couldn't not have them for the start of.
Well, yeah, but you had him for like the major things, but you didn't have him last episode. You didn't have him for majority of this episode. He was literally on the internet for like 5 minutes. And yeah,
I do like
sending him off into nowhere. Too. Yeah, yes. And then sending him off into wherever until probably the final episode. Like, fine. Okay.
And I want to shout out Chris Belga, we were speaking, who is going to be co-hosting Marvel Alliance after this. He speculates that Superman's going to get Doomsday's heart to get normal. That's what we feel like. And I can see it more now after the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Than anything else. So
especially if they talked about it, because Clark does go to the fortress talking to his mom. Which I want to backtrack just a little bit. I know I'm complaining more than I used to because I love the show. But why set up in episode 2 that Clark's mind is pre-programmed into the fortress, and that's the only time you use it?
Because he's alive.
Then why did you do it in the first place?
In case he died.
He did die.
Yeah, but he got brought back. They didn't think he was going
to get brought back. He's still there. It's still there.
That's weird. You don't need 2 Clarks standing up.
No, it's fine.
No, we'll just have we'll have Mom from other universe.
You know what the sad thing is though? Is that we're not going to see any Talro? Is that his name? Can't remember his name.
Yeah,
we're brother. He's not. I think it was officially said. At least I saw a tweet on it the other day that he's not in the season, which is kind of upsetting, kind of sad.
It's sad. Yeah, it is sad.
But he was awesome. Like he redeemed himself in season 2, and it was great. I really did enjoy him.
Especially you see how he was raised too. You can see why he went down the path he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up the episode, Joe. It was a good but not great episode. I liked it more. I liked it more than I liked it more than the last episode.
Like I don't want to downplay the fact that you liked it. It just it didn't resonate with me.
No, I did not. If I don't like half of your if I don't like one of your 2 storylines, then you're not a great episode for me. I'm sorry. So it was not a great episode because I did not enjoy the Jonathan Candace stuff at all.
Yeah,
couldn't care less about it. Really enjoyed the Lex stuff. Your issues with the finding the info on where Elizabeth is, that's 100% accurate. It's very easy, very convenient. It should have been just a little bit harder. It would have taken an extra 30 to 60 seconds to do. Like you could have had her find it in there. Just could have been a little bit more difficult to the fact that she would have known. So yeah, I agree with that. But the Lex stuff was really good for me, so I really enjoyed the Lex part of this. Like if it was just the Lex, that's it. If it was more flashbacks, less Candace, so I would have really went to bat for this. But no, it's a little bit better than the last episode, but it's not as good as the first 3.
Yeah, first 3 were amazing. First 3 was like we have stakes for this final season.
Yeah, and even now, I do think the one thing that comes from this shows like Lex couldn't give up this vengeance for his daughter and grandson to be alive. So now he's going to go full on taking everything from them. So
Yeah, he
I
has
do
no
think there
choice
is
now.
potential.
Because
Yeah, I do think there is
now,
potential to go there.
yes. Because now it's one of those things where he had a chance to get her back in his life, and he chose something else over her.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
it's gonna eat away at him.
no holds barred Lex Luthor coming up. So I'm excited.
But he's also gonna have to do it without Doomsday. So
That's true. So, but I mean, he can find some kryptonite. Uh, so we'll take our final ad break of the evening and get into some news. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We're going to pick the ad of the volume. We're going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay.
when it goes longer than a second, I gotta dance.
I
Anyway.
had to have a sip of water that time.
You're fine.
So we have some DC news. Iggy alluded to it in the chat. Supergirl finds her Ruthie, Mary Knoll in 3 Body Problems, Eve Ridley. So sources tell us that in exclusive from Anthony D'Alessandro, sources tell us that 3 Body Problem actress Eve Ridley has landed the part of Ruth Mary Knoll in DC Studios and Warner Brother Craig Gillespie's directed Supergirl. And then, yeah, just talking about the movie. Hold on. In that comic, the bad guy Krim of the Yellow Hill, who kills a young alien girl's father, she draws Supergirl into the conflict. Noel is a noble and honorable warrior who travels across the galaxy with Supergirl to hunt Krim for killing her father in cold blood.
I just realized because it's been a minute since I've read Women of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
But Crypto plays
Yeah.
a big part in that.
Mm-hmm.
So we know we're getting Crypto and Superman. Maybe we'll get Crypto here too.
I'm not sure because of how Gunn talked about how he came into the story, like he wasn't really planned as much, and then he adopted that dog. So I'm not sure. Maybe it all depends. Maybe there's a bit of collab with Anna Noguera and Gunn.
I don't know. Maybe.
It
Probably
would be
not.
nice to see.
Because Crypto plays a somewhat important part in the comic. It is a bit of a driving force for the most part. For Kara.
Mhm.
I don't know though. Like we definitely needed to read it on the show
Definitely are.
before it comes out.
We're gonna do it before Superman comes out. That's for certain.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There was because we had it was shared. We had a bit of confirmation of one of the posts, and that was shared by Chris earlier today. Give me 2 seconds here. Garrett Dillahunt has been cast in the Lantern series. His character is described as a self-righteous, conspiracy-minded man who masks ruthless ambition behind a charming and calculated facade. That was one of the Lantern castings. Kelly MacDonald has joined Lanterns as Sheriff Carey, believed to be the love interest of Kyle Chandler's Hal Jordan.
Sure. As long as it's not Arissa, we're fine.
And I got to give
people
a shout
know
out.
who Arissa is and Hal Jordan. You know, if you know, you know.
No comment there. Move forward. And I gotta give a shout out, even though I absolutely can't stand this Twitter handle because it's almost never right. My time to shine. Hello had it first.
I mean, look, Grace Randolph gets right every 2 out of 100 posts.
You throw enough things at the wall, something's bound to stick. So, and the final one there, Porna Jagannathan has been offered a role of Zoe in HBO original drama series Lanterns. Gillen Dillahunt confirmed he was in this story too, but he's already confirmed to have accepted the role. I assume the same thing for her as well. And Nexus Point is pretty good with this stuff.
Yeah,
they have a lot better track record. So
yeah,
I love this stuff, Joe. I don't know many of these people. I know I've seen that Garrett person in other things. But it's just good because Lantern's is going to get shooting soon. If they're doing these kind of casting tier, not the mega ones anymore. They're filling out the other parts of the cast, and that means they're going to get to work soon.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, that's awesome because I know we had nothing for Lanterns, and then all of a sudden we're getting all this information.
Yes,
Which just means they're putting stuff out there before they start filming. So I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait. That's going to be so fun to review whenever we get to it. And I just wonder if some of these are going to be thrown to the HBO side of things or are going to be Max.
Honestly, it's weird, but it almost feels like they get better viewership if they put it on HBO first before it goes to Max.
I think HBO still got a bit of that
they do.
High quality TV show thing to it.
Look at Penguin. Look at Doom Prophecy is going to be there. Last of Us.
Yeah.
Like when you go to Max, because people haven't gotten rid of cable yet. Yeah. Not everybody. Like when you have it there first and then take it to Max, like you're basically double dipping. Like
the only thing I can see is quality being the reason why it doesn't go up there. Like I think there might be a certain standard I got to hit for
HBO
land on Max, land on HBO.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I think anything you get on Max, but I do think it has to be a certain level of quality to get on HBO.
It might also have to deal with like not maybe the popularity, but how much people like the excitement for it.
Yeah, that might factor in too.
100%. Doom Prophecy is definitely going to HBO.
Oh,
because how big Dune is and how much people are looking forward to Prophecy. Like it's going to hit HBO first and then come to Max. Look at House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones. Like House of the Dragon was on HBO first, as far as I know, and then came to Max. Like, same time drop thing. So, like, the bigger properties will get that double revenue when they can. Makes sense.
It does. Just seems like a smart strategy going right now with the House of Dragon, Last of Us, and Penguin. Seem to be some good hits there. That are scaring.
Yeah.
Both
I can't wait for Last of Us to come back.
I know
I'm so excited.
Dynamic Duo is currently eyeing a spring 2028 release. It will have big action set pieces that are similar to Bourne Ultimatum. I don't know why that.
That movie is like 20 years old. Why are you picking that one of all movies?
Of all the movies to throw out there for that, that just made me laugh.
And that doesn't even have a lot. There's a set piece in a field in the snow. Like, what are you doing here, dude? Like, okay, fine, sure.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
And we have a little bit sadder of a story here.
Yeah.
Sasha Kai originally signed a multi-film deal to play Supergirl and is heartbroken she won't return. It's very heartbreaking for me, and it was very confusing. Ultimately, I know I did my best. It's been said that a queer Latin girl like me couldn't be Supergirl, but I was, and no one can take that away from me.
Wait, she's queer?
That
makes me love her even more. That's awesome.
That's again, I thought she was great. I thought that she wasn't used nearly enough.
No, God,
film. For what she was advertised anyway, and everyone saying how good she was, and she was only in for 10 minutes. But I do feel for her. It's just that's just why that's nature of the beast when you're in these multi-picture deals with superheroes. Sometimes it can go astray.
I mean, if the movie had actually done what they were projecting and not failed, it would have been she definitely would have gotten another movie out of it, probably.
For our previous discussion,
yes,
that's actually what I was saying.
If it's a good enough show to be on a Sunday night HBO show, it's going to go there first.
And it's going to go up on Max either at the same time or the next day.
I mean, it's usually the same time. It'll drop at 9 on HBO. 9:01 is when it hits Max.
Perfect, too. So, this sucks for Sasha. Like I said, it's just the nature of the beast when you sign these multi-picture deals.
Yeah, because she did a really good job. I really liked her. She was one of the better parts of Flash, the Flash movie.
She was.
And it's sad we couldn't do it.
She just wasn't in there enough.
No.
It's sad for me, too. Maybe there's more on the cutting room floor, but that was such a disappointing film for what I was hoping and was hyped up. They did a stupid job of hyping that film, too. Tom Cruise, tell me how good it was again.
Well, but Tom Cruise, James Gunn, literally all the big ones are it's a great movie.
It's a fine movie. It really helps their credibility going forward when they tell me the next thing's great. Holt talks a little tiny bit about Lex Luthor, essentially saying, I'm a fan of Superman and Lex Luthor as a character, so hopefully we've done something special with it that people enjoy. and he's back to full hair on his head. Didn't take him long to
It's
grow
just
his hair
hair.
back out. So
Plus, they're already done filming, aren't they? So
yeah. On the
Yeah.
game also says, would be cool if Gunn could find her another role with a very different look in the DCU, given that she didn't have a massive screen time in the Flash. I agree with that on the game. Especially if you can find a way to get Peacemaker over as John Cena, you can get Sasha Kaye playing somebody else in your DCUs just to make up for a little bit of having to restart everything.
Yeah.
But
trying to think who should be though. I don't know.
Livewire?
Livewire would be bad.
Like if we're just talking about something like we're talking about her getting like a hero multiple appearances.
Livewire's not a hero.
No, that's what I'm saying. If we were talking about her here, I need a different answer.
I mean, honestly, she wouldn't be a terrible Zatanna. Like that'd be kind of
That's not a bad idea either.
But I don't know.
That's a great idea though on the game. And I'll go back to this. We're not talking about Superman Lois anymore. I really want Gunn to tweet out about that show going into its like final few episodes just to try and get a little bit more buzz behind it. It's ending. There's nothing competing against his Superman with this. No one's gonna be like, I want to see Tyler Hickman's Superman instead of this one. That's gonna be over. But I would love if he tweeted out just once talking about the end of the show.
Yeah, but look what happened last time when he tweeted about some of the movies and the people dragged him for how bad.
Yeah, this show's going really well. So this is pretty much a praise Superman show. Besides people,
Anyway, go ahead.
We didn't technically have a wedding, which was even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. But finally, this was a pretty cool thing. I thought. How a nearly all blind team created the Penguins' audio descriptions. So yeah, they use a whole bunch of people that are essentially coming from this world as well, and that's how they created this. Apparently, they found more. The Penguins audio description project was the first of its kind approach. This crew that came together really brought a level of expertise that I think helped take this to a whole new level. They describe things in a way that's really cinematic and does right by storytelling.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love that they're making extra effort for audio impaired people.
Yeah.
Just again, before it wasn't even most things didn't even have it. So just to have this come with the Penguin, props to the guys. I thought that was just a nice little touch there. Gotta give every now and then. I gotta give good props. There's a lot of bad that comes from WBD, so give them a bit of good here. Finally, James Gunn shared this comic of Superman taking down the Nazis. I, of course, am not from America or live in America, but I still want to emphasize to you guys to get out and vote. I don't want to tell you who to vote for because your vote is your vote. But as someone from another country, I don't understand how anyone could vote for that giant orange Cheeto ball of.
I mean, look, you got the one side and who will have their detailed policies laid out. You've got the other side who says they want to kill their opponents, and somehow it's neck and neck.
I can't even understand it. Just it's shocking. But I do hope people go out and do the right thing.
I'm so looking forward to it being
over
done soon. Yep. But then once it's done, we got another 2 months of what's going to happen.
If it don't go his way, Trump's way, it very well possible could be like civil war of idiots. So.
I was literally talking to my girlfriend about this earlier, and I'm pretty sure like things are already in play in case those events happen.
Oh yeah,
those events happen again.
What are you going to run up with us? But if we will actually unleash a drone on you guys this time, like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm Buster Barnes. I'm from the UK, and I find it crazy the amount of celebrities who come out and endorse who they're voting for. On one hand, fair enough, but on the other hand, it's a bit cringe. From Canada, I don't ever remember ever hearing a celebrity endorse a candidate. Like I've heard of scatter celebrities becoming like low-level candidates, but like for like a small like a Congress, I guess we'll say for here. But like I've never seen it go to this level. You had someone on reality TV who was president, Buster Barnes. Like it doesn't get any more crazy than that. Like not you guys, UK, like the States. They had somebody.
Well, I mean, we had an actor before in the 80s, and yeah, he didn't ruin the country or anything.
No.
He didn't start the downfall of everything to get us to this point. But ultimately, it's almost one of those things like, Buster. To me, anyway, it feels like everybody's putting their opinion out there because of what's been happening the last 8 years, and trying to just like not sway people, but get people out there. And it's not, dude. Look, that last. Screw both those two, okay?
I know. It's just I never tried to read that tweet in my life. I never tried to read that comment in my life.
Like,
oh my god, literally had the Undertaker and Kane endorsing Trump and the Avengers. Harris, like what the?
which, and then everybody was all like, "Oh yeah," like when that happened, it like people like, "Oh well, look at Undertaker and Kane." Like, "Oh, I'm gonna follow this guy." And who do you guys got? You guys got Batista. He doesn't look like anything anymore. Yeah, he got off the steroids. He got healthy. He stopped being fucking crazy.
I love Batista too.
Batista's great. Batista's amazing.
But yeah, just
okay, I can't because I'll go off. I'm sorry.
Get out and exercise your vote. You're right to vote. That's all, and I hope things go well for U.S. elections are so
100%.
Yeah, I think it was by 6 weeks here too. Out in the game, it's not a long thing. It's like not even 100 days. It's like, I remember the advertisement for the last election. The daunting 60-day campaign is underway.
God damn! I mean, well, to be fair, Trump started campaigning the minute he lost. So
John Oliver did a little thing. It was like, "Oh, that's cute." Talk about it. So
it's annoying because I live with somebody.
Next episode it'll be changed.
Listen, yes, God, I hope so. God, I fucking hope so. But I live with somebody who they will constantly have Fox News on, and I cringe every time I walk in the room, and I'm just like, just because what they talk about is just so
toxic,
backwards. Because they need to get clicks, they need to get views. It's annoying. I hate it.
Hate.
So let's move on to Smallville. Let's talk about something I also hate.
Yeah, we're going into something else pretty crappy. So it's just our Smallville retro recap.
I'll take this crappy over that crappy though. The orange crap.
That's true. Season 5, episode 16. Hypnotic Simone, a gorgeous blonde, comes to Smallville, hypnotizing Clark with a blue pendant, ruining his relationship with Lana, as well as hypnotizing 100%. Martha and Lex.
So this episode was a nothing burger. Literally a nothing burger. I remember the Milton Fine stuff. I thought that stuff was cool.
That was great. Him basically, he was just about to kill Lex, but Lex comes up on and says, "I know who you are. What you're doing here. You're a government agent." And he's like,
"Yes. How did you know?"
Untransforms the giant spike in his hand back to normal. It's like, "Oh yeah, we can work together." And Lex falls for it immediately,
because Lex is a gullible idiot. The Milton Fine stuff was great. I remember that stuff when it happened, and then at the very end when we get more Brainiacs coming out of the ship. The stuff with Simone.
Oh my god, I hated it.
I hated every second. No idea.
I hated every second of it.
It was dumb.
I hated it. Oh my god! Like I told you before we started, it reminded me of that season 2 episode Heat, where he learns his eyes and that like their emotions fight each other, like guys and stuff. Reminded me of that. Only thing I liked about the Simone stuff was that Lex set it up to ruin his Clark's relationship with Lana. So Lex is full blown going into evil, maniacal, crazy person. So and Clark could have,
but it's no different than Lionel setting up, trying to get Martha's trust.
Yeah, and also it like this was an okay thing for me to move along because Clark could have changed it. Clark could have told him that told Lana that he was hypnotized by this pendant and like every crazy thing.
But he did.
Happened.
She knew.
Yeah,
but at the end of it.
Yeah, but he could have really pushed the issue. But he was okay that they broke up. He realized he didn't want to keep the secret anymore. He realized he didn't want to lie to her. So, and Buster Barnes says, "I'm surprised Michael Rosenbaum didn't get more work after his time as Lex. He was great, and Hope." Nicholas Hoult has some similarities. He did do a 2-season show, Preacher, that I thought was really good. He got stressed out and had to leave after the 2nd season, but it's the 2 seasons that were really good.
I also I feel like Rosenbaum did. He did a lot of voice work too,
Yeah.
but I think he kind of just stuck to doing like independent stuff.
He says all the time, he films stuff now, mostly horror, and he gets to do stuff that he likes. He
Yeah,
like makes it by budget, and yeah, it
yeah.
never
Most
kind of
people
Kevin
in
Smith way. Kevin Smith way.
yeah, I say most people later in their careers, they're like, no, I want to do this stuff. Like, yes, this got my popularity, this got me my money, this got me in like my name, but now I want to go do things I want to do.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe, that's what he's doing. He did Harry Potter, and now he's doing fun projects that he enjoys because of his
I
name.
wish he was like Nicholas Holt's father. Wish he was Lionel Luthor.
Oh, well, yeah.
That would be so cool. But alas, yeah. The rest of this, I don't care about this episode. This was one of the worst episodes
Ooh.
I watched in a while, Joe. Like I think because of the good episodes that we had prior, it was not good. I have a sneaking feeling he might be the DCU Barry Allen. Oh,
That would be fun.
that would be really fun.
They have a older Hal.
Yeah.
So and yeah, he is good friends with Gunn, so he
That
have
could,
a
and then
role
you got
eventually.
Wally West. You might not. You might only get him in a flashback scene showing Barry sacrificing himself. I don't know. There could be. Yeah, that's a good idea though.
I
Buster.
like that. That's a good idea, Buster.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just again, a crappy
It was,
episode.
yeah, no, it similar to Superman Lois. One fine part, rest was bad.
Oh no, the next one's so bad. It's about Lana getting on kryptonite like cocktail.
Kryptonite cock? Okay.
This is oh my god, we got some bad episodes coming up, Joe. I'm sorry.
Woo! What episode was this? This was episode 16. All right, we're over halfway through the season. We're getting close. We're gonna have. I'm assuming like the next 4 are gonna be like, blah, because episode 19, 20, 21, 22 are gonna be the like leading into the finale. So
I will say one
I
thing.
don't remember much about
Right
that.
now, I can't believe I said this, but I might agree with John Schneider right now that he might have saved his death for the season finale. It might have. We'll see what the season finale brings, but I that's probably the only thing I'll ever agree with John Schneider on going forward. But
I'm not agreeing with him on anything.
But that might be something that I wouldn't go shouting, "You're taking food out of my kid's mouth" as a reason to maybe get the story changed to the season finale. But
He's still getting like his name is still in the
he's
credits,
still
so
getting
like
checks for
he'll get paid for that
Smallville.
for the season.
So yeah, I can't wait for us to get into the 6th season when we get to Justice. That's the next. That's my next episode that I'm really looking forward to. So basically a season away. So Joe, that wraps up everything tonight. Listeners, thank you for joining us again. Remember, Marvel Alliance goes live in about 40 minutes. So check them out.
So yeah. Don't forget, and also tomorrow we'll be both on the Geekverse live stream, trivia,
and their YouTube channel and this channel right here will both be in the trivia competition. So again, give those guys a listen tomorrow. And if you have, it's for BC Children's Hospital. So if you do have some spare change lying around, please donate. It is tax deductible too. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks everybody in the chat. Buster Barnes on the game. Iggy. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you next week again for another double dose with the Penguin and another Superman and Lois episode.
Yes, sir.
See you, everyone.
Bye, y'all.